Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, my name is Sarah. I am an artist, I like knitting, and therefore have a YouTube, because that makes sense, right? I have a bit of a project video for you today because I have lots of things to share and I'm feeling a little chatty, so I figured, why not? So let's go ahead and chat about all the things. First off, in case you missed it, I vended at Fiber Fusion, which is here in Washington State. And it was a really fun show. I really enjoyed it. I have a video all about it, so in case you missed it, go check that out. Oh, and I'm in the works of prepping for Flock Fiber Festival. Yeah, it's like non-stop work. I've been like working and then working and then working a little more and then working and then yeah. So let's go ahead and look at all the projects I have, and then at the end I will have maybe a little bit of info for Flock Fiber Festival and other things. So let's go ahead and get into all the projects. First we gotta close that window. Why don't we talk about what I am wearing? I finished a sweater. Yeah, so projects like sweaters seem to be taking me forever. I don't think there has been a sweater that like in the last like year that has taken me less than like 3 to 4 months. There's just nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I used to be able to knit a sweater in like 4 weeks. So it is like taking me longer than it used to, but I've just got more going on. But I finished it and I love it. All the information. So this is the Sibling Sweater My Size by Laura Penrose. I knit this out of Woolberry, Fiber Co. and ZeeZee Textiles. Both of them are a superwash merino, no nylon. Yes, I believe the colors were White Way of Delight. This is the Woolberry White Way of Delight, and then ZeeZee Textiles Teak Wood, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it looks really lovely. I really enjoy these colors together. I think they look very nice. I did have a couple of modifications. I knit the second size, but I added one stripe to my sleeve because I've got longer arms and I like my sleeves to be long. I like them to go over like my knuckles. So yeah, I knit an extra stripe, so therefore my ending color on my cuff was the contrast color instead of the color that is then around the neckline and the hem. So that's one modification I made. The other one I did was I did a 2x2 rib instead of a 1x1 because I personally prefer the look of a 2x2 to a 1x1. Every now and then I don't mind a 1x1, but I usually like the look of a 2x2 better. And because I did that, I ended up doing a different bind off. I'm pretty sure the pattern calls for a tubular. Potentially, I don't really know because I did my own thing, so I didn't pay attention to the bind off in the pattern. For my bind off though, I just did a knit bind off. Personally, I think it made for a really nice clean edge. So yeah, those are the modifications I can remember at the moment. I think that's pretty much it. I had more than enough yarn. I'm pretty sure I made mine to pattern as far as length of body goes. It is a bit cropped, but I'm not sure. I also don't think I got gauge row wise because I rarely get gauge row wise, but I like the length of it. I like that it is cropped because I've already worn it several times, and with my high-waisted jeans it hits just perfectly. It's a little below like the pant line, so that way I'm not like when I lift my arms it's, you know, then like right touching the top, which is perfect. Overall, I love it. It is amazing. I love my Sibling Sweater My Size. I've already worn it lots and considering making another one, just not in stripes because I don't think I'd wear another striped sweater. Like one is more than enough for my wardrobe, at least a thick striped one like this. It would have to be a completely different cut like neckline and a completely different like striping sequence or something for me to have another striped sweater. Like I think there's a, is it Farnham? I don't know, there's one by the Knit Pearl Girl, I'm pretty sure, that I really like the stripes because of like the shoulder detail. But anyways, I would knit another one in a solid color. It's very nice. I also finished the baby blanket, but I don't have that with me. And did I take photos of it? No, I did not. But I finished one and I gifted it. So there's that. Oh, what should I show you next? I have quite a few garments actually, which is shocking because, you know, I was just talking about how I haven't really done a whole lot of garment knitting and then it takes me forever, etc. Well, this one actually took me probably almost a year. Not because it actually took me a year, but because I set it aside and then forgot about it. Ta-da! I have a crochet tank top. Now technically I realize actually it's not done, but it's done. It's done. Like I can wear this right now, but there's one little detail I want to add to it. But yeah, this is all over the place. I'm very sorry. This tank top is not following any pattern and it is knit out of Lion brand Truboo, which is 100% bamboo, and it is not knit. It is actually crochet. I will probably say knit because I don't crochet as often as I knit, but here it is. I crocheted using, I think it's like the shell stitch or whatever, and it is a v-neck tank top in the front, and then it has like kind of a square lower back. And then the detail I want to add is I forgot to do a single crochet around the armhole just to add like structure to it. So I still need to do that, but I could totally wear it as is. But I want to add that crocheted edge. I don't know if I love it or not. I've put it on, and when I try it on, I think, oh, this is okay. I think it's the color that's throwing me, honestly, because it leans a little pinky purple for gray. If it was more of a like charcoal gray that either leaned a little warm or a little more blue, I think I'd be okay with it, but the pinky purple tint to it is not my favorite. And then I also have a problem with the armhole, which I plan on fixing. I put it on and I think this is not bad, but there's always something about it that I can't quite put my finger on that I'm not like in love with. So I don't know if this will be one that I wear during the day or if it'll be like a night shirt, because it's that bamboo that I really like to wear at night. So who knows, but I enjoyed making it. It was very quick, technically, even though it took me a year. It was very quick to like actually work up. So yeah, I don't know. It's okay. We'll see if I wear it this summer. It's only just started to like warm up here in Washington, though granted you wouldn't know it based off of today because today is gray and we're supposed to get rain. So hello summer. Okay, and then I have one more finished thing, I think. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, so this sweater I knit up really quickly. There is no pattern for it. So yeah, but I think it may be the best fitting raglan I've ever made. It is so good. Here it is. It is my blue raglan. I knit this out of Hobbie's Amigo, which is just 100% acrylic. It is nothing fancy. Like, you know, 100% superwash merino was super fancy. And well, I cannot afford to make sweaters like this all the time. This was probably a one-time deal because yikes. So this is more my speed. Yeah, it's in my budget. So here it is. It is a nice open gauge raglan. I love this. I have not worn it yet because I just steamed it like right before this video. Yeah, but I tried it on a few times now, and every time I've tried it on, I've been like, oh, this fits so nicely. I did different neckline shaping for it. So every raglan that I've ever knit via either other people's patterns or just making them up, it's always like cast on this circle, and then like you have your arm stitches, your front back stitches, etc. And then you do like short row shaping back and forth to like raise up the neck. But I still always feel like they pull. I just feel like they never fit quite right. And then I knit my daughter a raglan where instead of doing the short row shaping, I did like almost like a little increasing here in the front and then joined. And that seemed to fit her okay, but it still didn't have as raised a neck. I mean, she's a kid, so I feel like wasn't as noticeable on her as it would have been on an adult. But I was thinking, why don't I combine the two ways of making a raglan and have both the increases in the front and do short row shaping? So that's what I did. Hold on. I cast on like a certain amount of stitches. I did not join in the round, and then I placed my stitch markers, and then I knit back and forth almost like I was knitting a cardigan, but like rapid increases here, not like long increases for like a V-neck. Like it was every single like knit row I did an increase on it. And then while doing that, I also was knitting short rows back and forth on the back side. And then once I got to like the level I felt like it was where I wanted it, I then in the front cast on stitches and joined in the round. And then once I was done with that, I then picked up stitches and knit the neckline. And I feel like it just fits really nicely. Again, probably the best fitting raglan I've ever knit. It just, oh, it's so nice. Like this drop shoulder, like look at the neck. Like it fits nicely because there's like increases here. So it like dips down in the front. So therefore there's no like pulling and pressure on the neck, which I cannot stand. It drives me crazy. So basically added that into a raglan and it's lovely. I really like it. So hopefully that little graphic-y thing that I put on the screen will like kind of help you visualize what I had done to my lovely blue sweater. I think I want to knit another one, maybe at a tighter gauge. I knit this one at a looser gauge because it's very bright blue. And I kind of envision it more as a summer like knit, something I can wear in the evenings because I get cold and I like to wear sweatshirts in the evenings. So rather than a sweatshirt, I can wear this knit raglan, which is very sweatshirty. But yeah. Okay, let's move on to projects that are not finished. I've got a decent amount of projects that I am currently working on. The first one is ridiculous that I'm still working on it because I just need to stop being a big baby and do the thing I don't want to do, which is picking up stitches around the neck and the armhole for my home camisole by Caidree, which I have knit out of Drops Daisy. It is lovely and I wouldn't mind wearing this, but I really hate picking up stitches. Is there anybody else that hates it as much as me? Like it's done. Like the body is done. There's like, I mean, I could weave in the ends. That would maybe motivate me a little more. I don't know. I just don't like picking up stitches. I always feel like I get it wrong and then I have to undo it and then I have to do it again. And I don't mind I-cords actually. Knitting an I-cord, not a problem. Picking up the stitches, ugh, it's a nightmare. Okay, anyways, I will stop complaining about that. But here it is. It is very nice. I am not super worried about having it right now though, mainly because I foresee myself wearing this more in autumn than in summer. One, because it's a wool and because of the color. I like layering a lot in autumn, like wearing something like this with then a flannel over it. Flannels and oversized shirts are like my favorite thing to wear. Like oversized button-ups they're just so good. So wearing them over a tank top like this would be very nice in fall. I can see, you know, on those days where it's like, you wake up and it's like freezing and then by the afternoon it's like an intense sun and it's like, whoo, I'm warm. Cute tank top that is autumny, and then when it chills back up, throw the flannel back on. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, that's what I've got going here. I just need to suck it up and pick up stitches. I have to show you a sneak peek. This is Sherman the sheep. My sister, who owns Pennington Design Pottery, made a mug with this little black sheep surrounded by mushrooms for Flock Fiber Festival. Oh my goodness, when I saw it, I was like, can I copy you and make stitch markers? And she was like, oh, of course you can. Here he is in stitch marker form, and he's adorable. And he will also be available on tote bags because she was like, I asked my sister, I was like, what should I put on tote bags? She's like, Sherman. So Sherman will also be in tote bag form. Anyways, little sneak peek at that. Okay, what next? What should we show you next? So many things. I've got way too much energy. I'm very tired. Which is actually funny because I recorded this video 2 weeks ago. And I like went to edit it. And I was like, I can't put this video up because my energy was just like way down there. I was having a bad week and I was like, oh, I gotta record a video. And it just felt forced. And I was like, I can't. So we're back today, which makes me very happy because I'm actually have the energy for this. Anyways, why don't I show you my socks? It is in this fabulous black pearl magic bag. Hold on. Hear that? I love the sound for some reason of this bag. Also, the zipper is very satisfying. Right? No, that's annoying you. I know, I'm sorry. I find it a very satisfying sound. Hey, there's a glasses wipe in there. I swear those things go missing anytime I need to wipe my glasses off because I can't handle anything on my glasses. It drives me bonkers. Okay, anyways, we are talking about knitting, right? That's what we're here to talk about. Okay, I have one finished sock. Ends woven in and everything. I'm very proud of myself. I finished the sock and I've woven the ends immediately. This does not happen very often. Not gonna lie. Okay, here it is. Ta-da! Oh, but it still has stitch markers on it. Huh, that's funny. Let's show you this side. So here's this lovely green sock with stripes. The green is from Porter Wool Co. It is a 75/25. And then this orange, I don't know what it's from because it didn't have a ball thing on it and I got it several years ago. And then this yellow is from Coats & Co. All of them are 75/25. And then I also added the yellow to like a little stripe before the toe. Now, I mentioned, I think in my last video that I'm trying to figure out a better sock fit. And I was doing 2.25 millimeter needles and I was doing a 72 stitch count sock. Well, I decided to try and switch it up. I'm now trying to knit on 2.5 millimeter needles and I did 64 stitches and so far it fits beautifully. Now I have not washed them yet, so we will see post-washing how it fits because as I've mentioned in the past, I am not precious with my knit socks. They go through the washer and the dryer. They all hold up really well, but they have a tendency to shoot up a bit, which is fine. But it does make them a little small. So as of right now, there is a lot of extra room in this sock. So I'm hoping that means it'll fit well after washing and drying. The only thing I'm mildly concerned about is the length. It fits spot on right now. So I am worried it might fit a little snug after washing, but we'll see. Yeah. I also think I need to alter my toe a bit because my row count never matches gauge like for anything. Like my knitting is just so tight that I always have to knit more rows onto stuff. So I think for my toes I need to do a different rate of decreases, like maybe do a couple rows, a couple of like decrease rows where instead of like decrease round, no decrease round, decrease, no decrease, I should do decrease, no decrease, no decrease, decrease for a couple of like repeats and then do every other round to see if maybe I can elongate the toe a hair, because again my row count is just so snug, just such a tight knitter. Anyways, there's sock 1 and I am almost done with sock 2. I have started the toe decreases. I just have a few more rounds to go. So there is sock 2. I'm very happy to have these. Well, I mean, I'll be happy to have them for fall. I'm not wearing socks right now. Not hand knit socks anyways. I mean, I would if they were shorties, but probably not the long ones. I like to wear socks around the house in the morning, but short socks. Okay, what next? Because there are still things. Okay, let me show you my crochet project because I decided why not throw, like, you know, start a crochet project that is very random and for fun. Oops. dropping yarn. Okay, I am crocheting a project out of some peaches and cream cotton, and then this is Lime brand jeans, which is 100% cotton, and I'm crocheting this on a 5mm or a US 8 or H, because what does an H got to do with the sizes? I won't start a tangent, but I really don't like US sizings. Let's just use millimeters, people. It makes way more sense. Like, it actually is the circumference of this. Like, it tells me how big this hook is. What does 8 signify? 8 what? H? What the heck is an H for? What is it? What does the letter stand for? Okay, and tangent. I'm crocheting a bag. Not following any pattern. I just kind of, you know, chained a certain amount of stitches and then went for it. I'm picturing a cute small little tote bag. I am knitting the front panel, I'll knit the back panel, and then I kind of want to crochet like a square or a rectangle bottom, but crochet around a cord to maybe add a little structure to the bottom. And then to join the front panel and the back panel and the bottom panels, I'm thinking of doing like thin rectangle sides with a cord up the sides. Potentially. I'm not sure yet, but that's kind of my idea as of right now. And then for the straps, also crocheting around a cord. So that way there's just like structure all around with like this fun crochet pattern. I have to show you this adorable stitch marker. This is from Simply Serving, who is not making stitch markers anymore, but it's so cute. I have to show you. I love it. All right, and then along with the very random projects, I am knitting a couple of sponges. I have knit a few of these and I really like them. I use them a lot. So here is the glorious sponge I am knitting. I did a corner to corner, like dishcloth, but much smaller. And then along one side, I picked up stitches and I knit with this very scratchy, terrible, horrible feeling, plasticky yarn that's got all these little things coming off of it. It's very unpleasant to knit with, but very nice to scrub dishes with. So I just knit a square that's the same size as this square up this direction, and then I will sew around the edge, and bam, I've got a little sponge. And then I cast on a second one. So here we've got another corner to corner, and then I picked up along there and I'm starting to knit this square. This one is also just garter stitch. I think I cast on 3 and then I increased to 24 stitches, did a couple of non-increase, and then I decreased back down to 3. And then, like I said, I picked up stitches along the one side. I don't know how many stitches. I just picked up evenly along the one edge. And then again, I will knit until it looks like it's about the same size, because I can't count rows with this yarn. That's not gonna happen. The yarn I'm using for the cotton is some Drops Paris that I got in for baby blanket, and then I got the colors and they weren't working. So that's what I'm using for that. They're just like washclothy sponge things that I really love to use. So I decided to knit a few. They may not be exciting for you to like look at and for me to explain, but you know, I will really enjoy them when I'm washing my dishes. Especially cups. I really like them inside of cups. I have a new project. I mean, I guess all of these are kind of new because, well, I haven't done a video in a minute. Here's a new project. I'm very excited about this. This is the Champagne Cardigan by Petite Knit, and I am knitting this out of Drops Lima, which is a wool and alpaca blend. I am making this for my sister. She had made a comment a little while ago when I had like put on one of my cardigans. She's like, you know, that's one thing I like don't really have, or like cardigans. And she's like, maybe, you know, like one of the next things could be a cardigan. And well, her April birthday was in May. So I told her like, hey, how about for your birthday, I let you pick out a pattern, you pick out the yarn, and I make you a cardigan. And so she was like, yeah, let's do it. So I told her, I was like, obviously you're not getting this for your birthday because, well, it's past your birthday now. Or it was going to be her birthday, something like that. I don't know. But I was like, obviously you're not going to get it in time, but you will get it in time for autumn when you can actually start wearing it. This is going to be for my sister. She liked the look of the Petite. I like pulled up, well, first I brought her all of my cardigans and was like, what do you like the fit of and the feel of? And she tried them all on. She really liked the fit of my champagne basket cardigan. And so I'm doing that, but without the texture, which is just the champagne cardigan. So yeah, and then she picked out this really lovely sage. I brought her a bunch of yarns of mine to touch and like feel, and she really liked the feel of this Drops Lima that I had in a different color. So I pulled up all the different colors there are, and she selected this one, which I'm so happy because it is beautiful and I'm really loving working with it. But I'm in the middle of the raglan. There's so many increases to do, but yeah, I have to show you this other stitch marker. I am working on a storybook collection, and this is Eeyore. Isn't he adorable? And then I also have this beautiful Hello Lavender flower accent marker. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about it at the moment because, well, obviously I'm in the midst of a raglan, and yeah, I think I'm knitting the first size, maybe the second size. I don't remember which one I cast on. I think they're both the same numbers until I'm done with the raglan. So I told her if she's okay with it, I will, like, she'll see it throughout the process, which she was fine with. I was like, okay. I was like, because it might be nice that you try it on as I'm making it, so that way you get the right fit. Because I have knit her things before and I've had to rip out the hem to knit more length on it because she has a much longer torso than me. I have a really short torso and long legs, where she's taller than me, but her torso is longer than mine. I want to make sure the length is right and everything is fitting just so. Therefore, I'm going to have her try it on as I knit. I think I'm going to keep working on the raglan for 6 more increases and then have her try it on to see how big we're getting and how it's looking, and then kind of evaluate from there. All right, that is all the knitting and crochet. I do have a little spinning to talk about. Now, I, at Fiber Fusion, saw all the people spinning and was kind of like, I miss spinning. So I started doing a lot more of it. I haven't like the last 2 weeks just because I've been busy with Flock Fiber Festival preparations. So, oh, that was loud. So yeah, not a whole lot of spinning happening. I do all of my spinning on a Turkish drop spindle. It is the dream to get a spinner that's not a drop spindle. I was looking at a couple of wheels, but I've kind of decided actually I think I want to do a e-spinner just because of the amount of space I have in my house is pretty limited, and the idea of having another larger piece of equipment, I don't know physically where it would go. So I'm thinking an e-spinner is maybe the direction I want to go. Yeah, but as of right now, I'm knitting on a drop spindle, which I really enjoy. The spin I am doing is with a couple of different fibers. This first one is from Hello Lavender. It is with this lovely braid I got from her. It was like after Flock Fiber Festival last year. She had done a pre-order online and I'd seen it at Flock and I didn't buy it. And then I had some serious buyer's remorse, so I got some from her later on, which really annoyed me because I was like, I should have just bought it there and then I would have had to have paid for shipping. But here we are. It's fine. I'm really enjoying spinning with that. I do not remember the fiber. Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't know where the band is either, so who knows. And then I'm spinning up this merino. It is just this beige color, and then I'm plying them together to make this really lovely yarn. I don't know what I'm going to use this for. I don't know if I'll maybe give it to my sister to weave with, or if I will knit something. They're not really my colors, but I really wanted to spin with the colors. So I don't know, maybe a scarf or a pillow cover, or I don't know. It'll become something. But as of right now, I'm just really liking spinning with it. I have probably one more like turtle-y thing worth of the color. So I think just one more of these and I will have used up all the color. I have another one in my family room all finished up, so I'm getting close to being done, I think. And then I'll just ply it all together, which plying is so much fun. It's so quick and really satisfying to do. So I'm looking forward to being able to ply all of them together. Upcoming projects. What am I going to be working on next? Well, first thing is a pair of socks because, well, I'm almost done with that pair and I need an on-the-go project because the only thing, yeah, the crochet one is too hard because there's two different colors. And then the only other thing I'm working on is my sister's sweater, which is fine at the moment to take with me places, but pretty soon it's gonna get kind of big. And yes, I could pick up stitches for the other thing, but I can't take that with me either because I need to pay attention. Anyhow, I have this lovely, very neon bright yarn from Junie and Sai. It's very colorful and very fun. And my plan is to make a pair of shorties. I'll probably be able to get a couple pair of shorties out of this. I may knit a pair for somebody else, like one pair for me, one pair for somebody else. I don't know. I might just like knit a second pair and just tuck them away for a future gift or something. I don't know, but this is going to be my next cast on. And then I did get a couple of other things from Fiber Fusion. But if you want to see what I got, just go watch that video because I put all this stuff away and I don't feel like digging it out. I've gotten a few other things in the mail though since last time. One of the things being the yarn for my sister's cardigan, because obviously I didn't have that in my stash in the exact color and fiber that she wanted, so I had to order that. And while I was ordering that, I got it from Wool Warehouse. I figured, well, since I'm ordering, I may as well get some other stuff to make the shipping worth it. And I've been kind of wanting to knit a white button-up like t-shirt. And I've had like this idea in my head here. And I'm like, I should just get the yarn. Now, I've been wanting it. Let's do it. So I ordered the yarn. Yarn came. It is very lovely. It is just this drop saffron. It's a white cotton. Nothing like, whoa, like revolutionary or anything like that. But again, I'm just picturing this lovely white shirt and it's going to be beautiful. But I got this yarn. I was like, oh, it's so very nice. And then I went to go put it away with all my other yarn and then had to seriously facepalm myself because, well, there were another 5 balls of this exact yarn in my stash. I already got the yarn for the shirt and I had forgotten that I got the yarn for the shirt. So that's like a mildly embarrassing mistake I made. Thankfully, the yarn is very inexpensive. I think it's like, well, this time I got it, it was on sale. So I think it totaled up to being like $1.50 a ball, US dollars. So that's like really cheap, but it's just mildly annoying that I already had the yarn, which is fine. I can knit another thing out of there because there's kind of like this crocheted wrap top that I've also been like eyeballing. So maybe I'll do both. I just can't believe that I did that. Anyhow, I then also got my first ever knitting for olive yarn. Everybody talks about it. I decided to get some because it was on sale on Knitting for Olive's website. I got the cotton merino in cognac, dark cognac. And my plan is to knit a tonight top out of this. I wanted to get yarn that I could get in 50-gram balls for this project because I've knit the tonight top before and I had 200-gram balls of a cotton merino from an indie dyer and it's beautiful. It's so good. I love the yarn and I love the top, hence making a second one in a cotton merino, same pattern. But I had a lot of leftover yarn, but I couldn't get one out of just one. So I decided if I want to make another one, I should make it out of a yarn that I can get in 50-gram balls. That way I don't have a ton of leftover. I don't like having mass amounts of leftover yarn because then I end up with a whole bunch in stash, which is really annoying. I have so many extra like leftover balls of things in my stash. I really need to go through that at some point. So that's what I did. I decided to get a cotton merino in 50-gram balls, and knitting for olives seemed to be the best fit. We'll see how it knits up. It seems like it's a little finer than the cotton merino I've knit with before, the hand-dyed one. So we will see how it ends up working up, and if I get gauge, who knows. But I would like to cast this on maybe in the next few weeks. I'm trying to decide if I do this one or if I knit the white sweater shirt thing first. So this is definitely more of a fall winter wearing garment because I probably wouldn't wear it in summer, but I wore my other Tonight top a lot in winter and fall, so I think this would be really nice to have for then. So maybe if I cast it on end of August, and then, because last time it knit up pretty quick, so maybe if I cast it on then, it'll be done just in time for me to wear it like late autumn, winter. Anyways, I think that is it for all of the knitting and crochet and spinning and all that stuff. But I wanted to briefly talk about flock because that is coming up, and I think it's like 30 days or something like that. Let me tell you how many days, because I have a countdown on my phone just to stress myself out every single day to remind me that it's coming up, and it's coming up quick, you know, the normal thing you would do. Why did my phone just lock? That's so annoying. Okay, that's exactly 30 days. But it's not actually 30 days for me because I have a vacation in there. And I have a few other like life things that I'm gonna have to take days off for. So I probably have more like 20 days left before flock. This is fine. This is fine. It's all gonna be fine. At the moment, it's only to paint tote bags, paint notion cases, sand, sheep markers, and I have one more sheep marker design to pour. If I don't get it done though, it's not the end of the world. I'll do an online restock for them at some point. It's fine. It's all gonna be great. Anyhow, I wanted to chat about it because it's coming up, and if you're going, it's kind of fun to prep and plan and whatever. And then I'll share a couple of lifey things here in a moment. But if you are like me and you don't like crowds and bumping into people and crowds stress you out, I'm gonna tell you now, go on Sunday. Now, if you are the type of person who wants to go and get a specific thing from a certain person, you probably gotta go on Saturday. Just because people sell out quickly of certain things that they bring specifically for the show, or it's like a limited stock. So if you know there's somebody you want something specific from, I'd go Saturday. But if you're just going to browse and to hang out, I'd recommend Sunday. It is so much more chill on Sunday than it is on Saturday. Saturday is a little bit bonkers, not gonna lie. It gives me like stress and anxiety, and I hang out behind a counter table thing. So yeah, I want to let you know though, if you come, please say hello. I am awkward in person, yes. I don't know what to say to people when they say, oh, I watch you on YouTube. So I was like, oh, thanks. I don't know what to say. But it's really cool to actually like have an interaction the other way. Because, you know, I'm talking to you, but I'm really talking to a camera. It's a very cute camera, but it's a camera. So having an interaction back towards me is really cool. And so yeah, if you come and you watch my videos, come and say hello. I really do like it. I just die a little bit and stress out because I don't know how to respond to people because I am awkward. As I feel like most of us knitters are. There are a few very excellent extroverts within the community, but I feel like most of us are awkward, and that's okay. We can all be awkward together. As far as my products go, I we'll have a variety of tote bags. I'm gonna try to sew project bags. I don't know if I'm gonna make it happen before then. I plan on having lots of stitch markers, a lot of painted ones that I'm very proud of and very excited about. Hopefully you guys like them too. My painted ones aren't always my most popular, but we'll see. And then I will have lots of sheep along with a few new designs, which keep an eye out on my Instagram to see those. But yeah, I've just got a lot of stuff that are a lot more designs and less quantities. So if there is a specific design, I have noticed in the past where people come in and they're like, oh, I'll come back. And then they come back and they're like, it's gone. And it's like, sorry. Like, I make limited amounts because I'm one person and I can only make so much. It's not just because like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna sell. It is because I am just one person. And not only am I one person, but this is not my full-time gig. Like, I also have kids and other life stuff going on. So yeah, I cannot make mass amounts of everything. I try to. But if there ends up being something specific, you're like, I really want this, I do recommend coming on Saturday, getting it first thing when you see it. Don't wait. I don't want to like create this whole like scare, like I'm not gonna get it thing, because that's dumb. It's just stuff. Like, it's really not that important. But if there is something you want, I do recommend coming right away. But I love Sunday. Honestly, Sunday is my favorite day of flock because it is so chill. So if you want to come chat with me and hang out, I recommend coming on Sunday. It's the best. It is an amazing vibe. I will also be going with my sister to the event thing they're doing on Sunday that they're hosting. Not Sunday, Saturday, sorry, days. So I will be there also. And we're gonna actually stay in Seattle that night. I'm very excited. Normally we drive back to my town, which is like an hour away. And then my sister lives like an hour and 40 minutes away from Seattle. So it's a bit of a drive for us doing that every single day for flock, because we have to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's a bit of a drive. So we're driving down Friday, we're doing setup, we're both going back to our houses, and then Saturday we'll go down and then we're gonna stay Saturday to Sunday, which will be really cool. So yeah, anyways, I think that's it for flock talk. But life, what have I got going on? Garden. I love it and I hate it. My tomato bushes are going bonkers. I just went out and I trimmed them the other day because they were just exploding. So I did a little bit of pruning. I don't go crazy on the pruning. There's a lot of videos about pruning this and do this to prune, and I just let them go wild and I always get a really great harvest. And then I do trim away some of the extra leaves just to like allow more light to get in. It's mainly the reason. And to make them a little less like enormous and a little more manageable to like see the fruit. But yeah, they're going crazy. My carrots, however, they're a flop. I planted carrots when you're supposed to plant carrots, a little before like the last frost or whatever. And then my kids screwed up the seeds and they kind of ended up all over the place and whatever. They grew, but they all like went to seed, which makes then the roots really like woody and not very good to eat. And then I planted other carrots a little later than those ones, and barely any of the seeds came up. So then I planted them again, like thinking, okay, something must have happened to them. Planted them again, and I think I got 3 carrots out of the next batch. So I don't know what's going on with my carrots, but I don't have very many. My snow peas are doing amazing. My flowers are doing really good. They're a little delayed, but I also planted everything a little late because of life stuff with my mom. But yeah, everything just kind of is growing. Slowly, but surely, but it's growing. I've been enjoying evening walks. They have been my favorite thing. I take my knitting along with me, and there's like, just like next to us, there's like this like walking path in a field, and it's just really calming and relaxing. Really love it. I just throw on some music or an audiobook, and yeah. Oh, and other than that, life is just work. So that about sums it up. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up now though. so that way I don't ramble on forever and ever and ever. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and we will see you in my next video. Bye.